Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining me for this WNCT Now update. I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio. WNCT is providing you with live streamed updates every Monday through Friday at 1:30 p.m. and 4 o'clock p.m. to bring you the latest up-to-date news before our nightly newscast. We have some weather for your Friday heading into the weekend. First Alert meteorologist Alex Wassilenko has that forecast for us as our weather team continues to track Hurricane ISAIAS.
TGIF and happy Bowtie Friday, everybody. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Alex Wassilenko, reporting from the First Alert Weather Center here as we wrap up not only the work week, but the month of July, too. You know what that means, more active months ahead for the 2020 hurricane season. Speaking of which, we are still tracking Hurricane Isaias, now located in the Bahamas with max winds of 80 miles per hour. It is continuing on a northwesterly track today, and it may briefly strengthen into a Category 2 storm by later today into tonight. However, by Saturday and Sunday, it will reside along the east coast of Florida, and then that's when it will take a hard pivot off to the north and east, possibly making landfall here in eastern North Carolina, somewhere along the Outer Banks or Crystal Coast during the day Monday. It's going to be an all-day Monday event as it continues to exit eastern North Carolina by early Tuesday morning. Look at the cone of uncertainty, though. It remains fairly wide from Raleigh all the way offshore, so keep in mind that there still could be some shifts in the ultimate track and intensity of Hurricane Isaias. You'll notice that computer models are coming into a bit more agreement at sending the system right along the eastern seaboard. Of course, there are some curly Q models, as I like to call them, one of which working along the west coast of Florida, spinning around in place through the panhandle of Florida and then dissipating in the southeast United States. That is an unlikely solution for this hurricane. The likely solution is a track up the eastern seaboard with a possible landfall either in the Carolinas or somewhere along Florida or Georgia's coast. As we take you to PRECISIONCAST, stopping the clock Monday morning, you'll notice Hurricane Isaias located just down to our south, but there's also a developing area of low pressure through the southeast United States. That area of low pressure and its attending cold front will help to sweep Isaias right up the eastern seaboard with impacts to eastern North Carolina. In summary, changes in intensity are possible over the next 18 hours as the storm center nears the southern Florida coast by Saturday night. Rain and gusty winds could push into eastern North Carolina as early as Sunday night into Monday. In terms of your local forecast today, we're going to continue with some shower and thunderstorm activity this afternoon, some of which could be strong to severe. As we move into the overnight period, those showers and storms will begin to fizzle on out and become a bit more isolated in nature. We do start the day on Saturday fairly dry, but by the afternoon, look for filtered sunshine, high heat, high humidity, and also some isolated thunderstorm activity. Just in case you're interested in tracking the tropics with the latest in terms of Hurricane Isaias, which I recommend you do, be sure to download that free First Alert weather app. Your 7-day inland forecast calling for isolated showers and storms Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a seasonably hot stretch of weather through the weekend, but make sure to make preparations this weekend as we look to bear down the latest details and crack down on the latest details of Hurricane Isaias as it moves in Sunday night through much of the day Monday, with it exiting by early Tuesday morning. Make it a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Alex Wassilenko.
Hyde County leaders are ordering a mandatory evacuation of visitors on Ocracoke Island in advance of Hurricane Isaias. County officials met this morning to discuss hurricane plans. The mandatory visitor evacuation took effect at noon. Leaders say a mandatory evacuation order for resident and non-resident property owners will take effect at 6 a.m. on Saturday. Currently, entry into the island is restricted to people who either live or own homes there, vendors and essential personnel, by using a re-entry pass or adequate documentation. Only emergency personnel will be allowed entry to the island once the evacuation orders are active. Stay with us and we'll be right back with some more news after this short break.
The coronavirus impacts all of us here in the East. WNCT 9 on your side wants to ensure you have some important safety tips. Always wash your hands with soap and hot water for at least 20 seconds. Wipe surfaces down, such as phones, computers, door handles, and work areas with disinfecting wipes. If you have to cough or sneeze, do so into your arm. Practice social distancing. For more tips and all the latest news, visit WNCT.com under the coronavirus section or the WNCT mobile app.
Thanks so much for joining us. If you're just tuning in, I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio, providing you with some early afternoon updates. The FDA is recalling certain hand sanitizers after they tested positive for methanol contamination. Methanol can be toxic when absorbed through the skin or ingested. The FDA says substantial methanol exposure can result in nausea, vomiting, headache, blurred vision, permanent blindness, seizures, coma, permanent nervous system damage, and even death. There are a total of 93 hand sanitizers on the FDA's Do Not Use list of toxic products. All of the products on the list were apparently produced in Mexico. The full list of recalled hand sanitizers can be found on the FDA's website. FDA officials say if you have any of the listed hand sanitizers, to dispose of them immediately in the appropriate hazardous waste containers. Do not flush or pour them down the drain. Not on Your Side is continuing our Living Local series. This time I had the opportunity to explore Craven County and find some of the coolest things that it had to offer. Living Local will take you on a trip to beautiful waterfront views and gardens to enjoy, as well as historic monuments that are still as magnificent today as they were when they were first built. Visitors also have the chance to walk in the footsteps of Civil War soldiers. You can stay tuned for our 5:30 newscast for a sneak peek of our Living Local edition in Craven County. You can then head over to WNCT.com and our Living Locals page for the full adventure. Well, that wraps up this WNCT Now early afternoon update. I'll be back again at 3:45 today as WNCT will be streaming the Governor's News Conference live at 4 o'clock. So 3:45 p.m. for our late afternoon news update. Stay tuned and I'll be back again at 3:45. Thanks so much for watching.